Welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle, if you didn't know. Something that's really exciting that came out of quarantine was I wrote a book. It's titled Tough Times, Tough Minds, and I wanted to give all of you some tips and tricks on how to write your own book or self-publish a book on your own, because it's super easy, and I feel like I went through a lot of trial and error to get to where I am now. And if my tips will help anybody with the process a little bit faster, that would be great. There's a lot of problems that arise when you're trying to write a book for the first time because you don't know the whole process. So hopefully this video will help you and it will give you a little bit more confidence to do it yourself. So the first tip I have to self-publish your book is to have a vision and a purpose. It's really hard to write something and be organized without a purpose and without a vision. Write down a why. Why do you want to write this book? What is it about? Why is it important to you? And what do you think you can give to other people? That's such an important thing, because if you feel like nobody's gonna read it, I mean, most people buy books because they're looking for something. They're looking for a purpose or an answer to a question. So if you feel like you have some knowledge that you want to give people that they can take and run with, that's awesome. You should write a book. Writing a book takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and if that purpose or why doesn't mean a lot to you, it's not going to come out right on paper and it's not going to come out genuine. My second tip to self-publishing your own book is to be organized and be creative, but the way that I did it was I put out an outline. So I made the names of each chapter I wanted to do, and then under that I put bullet points of what was going to be included in those chapters. And I tried to make it interesting because I wanted to appeal to the reader. So I added some questions and some definitions and some quotes and some pictures and different colors, because I know when I read, if it's boring and it's just a black and white page with a bunch of letters, it doesn't intrigue me. The outline process is where you can get creative and where you can get exciting about what you want to do and what you want to portray to somebody else. Some people do a post-it note type outline. They will put it on their wall, or a bulletin board of post-it notes for each chapter and or things that your character wants to say, or for any type of book really it helps, because you could write little notes to yourself about it and it might help you, I don't know, organize it in your brain. Another tip that I have, I think this is tip 3, but is to take your time writing. I mean, I tried not to force myself to write when I didn't want to write. I wanted it to come out genuine, and I wanted it to be on positive days where I wasn't in the mood or I wasn't having a bad day, because that would show on paper. And I made sure that writing was a great positive experience for me, and it wasn't a job and I didn't create it to be that. I wanted it to be something that I really loved. So that's something that I have a huge tip for, is don't force yourself to write when you don't want to. You are genuine to your writing process and don't force anything. Take your own time. Everyone's different. Somebody might write it in 3 months when you might write it in a year. It doesn't matter. The time doesn't matter. The fact that you're even doing it matters. Yeah, you're gonna have writer's block. I went through a couple months of not writing anything, and that's okay too. You don't have to always write something, and you don't have to force yourself to do something that you don't want to do. Go with your mood, go with your body, and things will genuinely happen in the time frame that they're supposed to happen. Pick what kind of publishing you want before you write the book, because I feel like I got stuck between wanting to self-publish and wanting to go through a publisher a lot of the times, and I flip-flopped in between as I was writing this book. Self-publishing is definitely a way to go for me, because publishing through a regular publisher takes a lot of time. You have to submit your books to them, and then it takes a lot of money. Yes, they do all of the distribution work for you and the marketing work for you, but it's still very pricey considering you're only writing your first book. You don't know if this is going to be like something you want to take and run with in the future. I didn't know that, so I wanted to make sure that I did a self-publishing route, because you technically don't have to pay for anything on the self-publishing website unless you're buying a proof at the end, and that proof is just so that you can accept the book and want it to be distributed or revise it after you don't like something about it. and that's what costed me maybe $16. To self-publish my book, I used Lulu.com. There are a couple others, but Lulu is something that stood out to me because it gave me the opportunity to customize my book in every way, shape, or form, from the size to the paper to content to color, black and white, to matte or premium. There's so many different customizable features. You can make your book cover on there. I chose to make my book cover through Canva.com. I'll have everything linked down below in the description to help you guys out. I use Lulu.com as my self-publishing website, and they basically have you choose all the customizable content. They basically do everything for you. They price out your book after you do it, and they make you buy a proof, which is just like the first copy of your book. It gets sent to you. So this is my proof, and this is like the back cover, and it has my face on it and all that cool stuff, and basically they make you approve it before they send it out for distribution globally. One thing to note from self-publishing websites is that you're going to make the best profit if people buy them from that self-publishing website. I chose a pretty high premium book because I had some coloring pages, so it is a little bit on the pricier end, so I chose the minimum price that I could sell it for, which I think was like $30. But because of that, if people buy it on Amazon or Barnes & Nobles where it's globally distributed, I won't make any profit off that because they take most of that cut. So just know that when you're picking whatever customizable content, don't go to the most premium type, because I feel like I made that mistake where it is a little bit more pricier, so I had to go to the minimum price. I make a good amount on Lulu if people buy it from Lulu.com. When you want to care about the money or care about the sales, that's something for you to think about, is to you don't always need the most premium paper, the most premium cover, or the hardcover, because I chose the hardcover, and if I went to paperback it probably would have been a lot cheaper. Just know that when you customize certain things, it's going to bring the price up or down depending on what you choose. This is my proof. I approved it, and then about literally 2 hours after I approved it on the website, it was live for distribution. Another tip is to do all of the graphics by yourself. It's a really fun learning curve, and if you're creative, it could be really awesome to showcase that on your own book and not have to pay somebody to do it. So I used Canva.com. Canva is a free website. You could pay for the pro, but you don't need to. It's a free website where you can make graphics and turn them literally into anything: postcards, newsletters, YouTube banners, Instagram banners, book covers, anything. So that's how I made this. So I made like 4 or 5 different types of book covers. I chose this one, but there was like 4 or 5, and I posted them on social media asking people for their opinions on them, and I got a lot of different feedback, which was really, really good, and I got to go and change everything up and then ultimately make the decision anyway by myself, because it's really what I liked and it's really what made me feel the best. So I thought this was the cleanest option that I made, and it has my name, and it kind of gives you a little bit of an explanation on the front cover, because as much as you tell people not to judge a book by its cover, they always do. I know I do, and I wanted it to be as straightforward and appealing to people as possible, so I made it like this, and I added a little paragraph of what the book is about, a headshot of me, and a little bio of me. And then Lulu.com, your self-publishing website, will give you your ISBN number so that you can distribute that. And Canva is so easy to use. You could use it on literally anything, and it's so awesome. So I definitely recommend using that for any of your graphics for your first book, and not paying somebody to illustrate it or graphic design it, because that's just another added expense that you can totally do by yourself, because you are not on a time limit, and you can take as much time as you want to make all of these graphics and make it yours. Hopefully these tips and tricks are helpful, and hopefully they cut a lot of time out of your process and help you organize yourself. And I hope that just one of you at least writes a book that you want to write, because it is so rewarding and so exciting and tangible and amazing. My book and its link on Lulu.com will be also in the description below if you want to go check it out. It's a really cool read, and I am really proud of it. So that is all I have for you today. Thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. Bye!